Hey guys, we're going to talk about some additional example problems for absolute value equations. Now, we're going to have pretty much an abridged version of how to do it here, just the important stuff, not really talking too much about the concepts. Here's our rules. Whenever we have an absolute value equation, like one I'm going to write up here, let's say 3x minus 4, the absolute value of all that, equals 9. We have two things we want to do. First, we want to rewrite the equation without the absolute value bars twice. And that literally means write the equation down 2 times. So I'll go ahead and do that. And I'm going to write my equations in different colors to make them a little bit more visible. So here we have 3x minus 4 equals 9. And then I'm also going to have a second one that says 3x minus 4 equals 9. Now the difference is I need to make one of the answers, meaning the numbers on the opposite side of the absolute value bars, negative. So in this second equation, I'm going to make that a negative 9. Now I just solve both of these. So this is just a 2-step equation. You're probably pretty familiar with how to solve those. So we're going to deal with our inverse operations. Get 3x on its own equals 13. And then to get x by itself, we just divide by 3 on both sides. Cancel that out. X is alone. And we get 13 over 3. A simplest form improper fraction. That is one of our 2 answers to this absolute value problem. When we take a look at the second one here, we're going to go ahead and solve. We're going to add 4 to both sides, just like we did in the last one. Get 3x on its own. Negative 9 plus 4 makes negative 5. And then just finish this problem up by dividing by 3 to get x on its own. And we find x equals negative 5 over 3. That is our second answer to this absolute value problem. That's all there is to it. We are finished. Now, that's pretty simple in my own opinion. I think you'll find this pretty simple. And I think whenever we just look at the actual math that's happening, it's very straightforward. It's not a complex process. Usually what we get bogged down in is the concept, the theory behind it. And that's important for us to understand. And I talked about that in more detail in my other video about absolute value equations. But don't let the concept scare you away from the math itself, because the math itself is not too difficult. One thing that you want to remember is if you have an equation that looks like this, the absolute value of 2x plus 1 equals negative 4. Do we solve that one? We don't. This is where a little bit of concept does come in. What comes out of an absolute value bars must be positive, has to be positive. So by saying something in absolute value bars equals a negative number, no way. That's not how it works, right? So this problem, that doesn't have any solutions. That's not even possible. It's not even reasonable, right? Can't equal a negative number. Now let's say it's a positive. Let's try it out. Let me rewrite the number, and we'll go ahead and work out this problem based on our steps like we did the last one. So let's make it a 7. I'm going to rewrite the equation twice. So let's say 2x plus 1 equals 7. And then I'm also going to write 2x plus 1. But instead of being equal to 7, I got to make this one negative, right? So I'm going to write negative 7. Now we're just going to solve each equation. Subtract the 1, 2x equals 6, and then finish this off by dividing by 2. X is on its own. 6 divided by 2 gets us 3. There's one of our answers. In our second problem here, we'll do the same thing. Subtract the 1, get 2x on its own. Negative 7 minus 1 is negative 8. And we'll go ahead and divide by that 2. Get x on its own. And negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. Both of these are the answers to our problems. If you have any questions about this or if you want to see any other examples, feel free to drop that in the comments below. Thanks for watching though, otherwise, and I'll see you next time.